Hey, what's up everyone? My name is techgeekjosh and I'm back again with a new video. And this time, it's the full review for the Samsung Galaxy J7 Crown. Specifically, the total wireless version. Is this the best budget Samsung phone to date? Sit back, relax, and enjoy this video, and we shall find that out. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right to it. Starting with the exterior of the phone, we see that we have our front-facing camera. To the right of it, we have our earpiece, our Samsung branding, then our 5.5-inch HD TFT display, then our capacitive, recent apps and back buttons, which do not light up, and our physical home button, which in this case does not feature a fingerprint sensor or scanner, however you would like to put it. Then on the left side, we have our separated volume controls, then our tray that houses our micro SD card and our nano SIM card, which can be popped out using the included ejection tool or a paper clip. Then on the bottom, we see we have our little pinhole microphone, our standard micro USB charging port, unfortunately no Type-C with this phone, and our legendary headphone jack. Then on the right, we see we have our top mounted side firing speaker, which is a plus with this device, and our pretty small power / sleep wake button. On the back, we see we have our camera, flash, and our Samsung branding, along with a little sticker which I have yet to peel off. And on the top, all we have really is another microphone, probably for noise cancellation. So let's go ahead and talk about the display. First off, we have a 5.5-inch HD TFT display with a resolution of 720 by 1280, which equals to around 267 pixels per inch. And, well, all I can say is that this is one good looking display. You really cannot see any pixels whatsoever. It's not an AMOLED screen or anything of the sort, but I cannot express that you cannot see any pixels whatsoever. So now let's talk about the platform, more specifically the processor on the Galaxy J7 Crown. So firing up CPU-Z, we see that we have a 1.6 gigahertz Samsung Exynos 7885 octa-core processor with two ARM Cortex A73 GPUs and my mistake, CPUs, and 6 ARM Cortex A53 CPUs coupled with a Mali G71 GPU. And I'll be the first to tell you guys that ever since I've started using this phone, I have not had one problem in terms of the performance. So let's now open up Geekbench 4 and take a look at a recent test that I did just before the making of this very video. So as you can see, pretty impressive scores. We see that we have a single core score of 1169 and a multi-core score of 3991. So far, the highest of any phone that I've ever reviewed on the channel. And just for fun and games, let's go ahead and see if we're on the board. And what is our score again? 1169. We're pretty far up. So it looks like we are below, or my mistake, we are above the Xiaomi Mi 4C, but below the Huawei Nexus 6P. That's not too shabby. And for the multi-core, 3991. We are above the Samsung Galaxy S7, but below the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. I actually have no words for that. That's actually quite impressive. So, once again, no issues in terms of overall performance with the Galaxy J7. Moving on. So now everybody's most curious part, the gaming test. That's correct. For this review, we will be testing Real Racing 3, which I have very recently have gotten into playing. So let me go ahead and get it all set up, and I will return. Okay, so after a little bit of time, Real Racing 3 is now up and running. So let's go ahead and test the gaming performance. I've got to say, for recently getting into playing it, I've actually been really liking it. As you can see, so far, no drop frames of any sort. It's pretty dang smooth. May have to back out a little bit here just to get everything on frame. And for playing through a camera screen, I'm cheating a little bit here. For playing through a camera screen, I'm actually doing pretty decently, or better than I was expecting actually. But as you can see, absolutely no noticeable dropped frames or any problems whatsoever. Absolutely phenomenal gameplay thus far, and well, you should expect phenomenal gameplay with a processor that this thing is packing. Go ahead and go till the end of this race, just for the heck of it, just for fun. Of course, you guys can skip this part if you've already seen enough. I won't mind at all. Currently, I am in 4th place. If I wasn't, having to be in frame and whatnot, just playing by myself, I'm pretty sure I can actually, be in 1st place. Almost quite easily, may I add. And there you guys have it. Gameplay on the J7 Crown is of no issues whatsoever. It plays extraordinarily smoothly with no issues whatsoever. And going back to the home screen is obviously nice and fast because it also is coupled with 2 gigabytes of RAM. So let's go on to the next aspect of this phone. The next aspect being how much storage this device comes with. So if we go over here into settings, device maintenance, and storage, this device comes with 16 gigabytes of memory with around 9.4 gigabytes available out of the box, available to the user. And as you can see right now, 9.5 gigabytes are currently being used out of 16 gigabytes. And right now I'm sitting at 6.5 gigabytes free. So no storage issues with this one so far, and I don't think I'm going to run into any storage issues. But if you guys do need more storage, you can always expand it via the micro SD card slot, which is, of course, as I said in the beginning, right down here in this little tray, which again, making it clear, you do need the included ejector tool or a paper clip to gain access to this tray. And if I didn't make mention of it already, my apologies if I haven't, but the J7 Crown can support up to a 400 gigabyte SD card, which is a pretty nice offering because we don't usually see phones that can actually handle up to that amount of an SD card, so that's pretty nice in itself. And now we shall talk about the cameras on the J7 Crown. This device features both a front-facing and a rear-facing 13 megapixel camera, which is a very nice offering from Samsung. So here is the camera interface on the J7 Crown. So let's go ahead and take a quick walkthrough of it, shall we? Starting with the top toggles, we see that we have our camera flip button, but in this case, we don't really need to use that. You can just flip the screen either by swiping down or swiping up. I don't know how many of you guys know that, but that's a very nice gesture. And then we have our full view. In this case is what Samsung calls it. As you can see, it basically fills up the entire display with the camera, which is again very nice. But in this case, I like to have it turned off just so I can, see all the toggles and buttons more clearly. Then we have our flash button, auto and on or off. And then here we have our settings button. And let's go ahead and quickly take a look at the camera settings. So starting with some of the rear camera settings, picture size, we see that we get 13 megapixels at 4:3 and it goes down from there. Video size, full HD at 1920 by 1080 and it goes down all the way to VGA 640 by 480. And we get our timer from off all the way up to 10 seconds and take 3 shots shortcut or option in this case. Backing out of it, moving on to the front camera. Same goes for the front camera, 13 megapixels and it goes down from there. Video size, my mistake. Video size, full HD at 1920 by 1080 and again goes down all the way to VGA 6 at 640 by 480. Save pictures as previewed. Shooting methods, we see we have tap screen and show palm. You can pause to read that right there. And then we get our timer off, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, and 10 seconds. And the same take 3 shots option right there. Backing out of that. Then we get grid lines, location tags, review pictures. My bad, everyone. Where was I? Then we get review pictures, quick launch, which in my opinion I find quite annoying, even though I really don't accidentally trigger it in any case. But essentially you just double press the home button. Open camera by quickly pressing the home button. Then we get our floating camera button, volume key function, which you can set it to take pictures, record video, zoom, or system volume. I always find it handy to put it as zoom because it makes the most sense. Shutter sound and reset settings. So that basically does it for the camera settings. So let's go ahead and take a look around the rest of the interface. So the J7 comes with Bixby Vision, which, to sum it up, basically you just point it at any object and it will basically detect what you're looking at and gives us the info that we need. It also finds products online, searches for similar images, shows noticeable locations nearby, translates text, and reads QR codes and more. And of course, as you can see, I haven't really set it up. I don't even plan on using it, but I would like to try it out, but I don't think I will anytime soon. Then right here we get your record button, then we get our shutter button, and then we get our recently taken photos and video. And then also a neat little option right here, we get our stickers, which are pretty cool in itself. And some of them are, as you can see here, and there's actually quite a few of them, which is pretty neat. And that's basically all of these stickers. We also get this other shortcut, I guess you should call that, Samsung Galaxy, which is really cool. And then let me see if I can bring it in closer. In general, I just find this little I don't know what to call it really, little gesture, really neat, even though I don't really see myself using them. And then we get our settings for our stickers in this case. So here we see we have default live sticker and default stamp, so you can obviously edit that. And we get our plus button, which in this case, as you can see there, check out the latest stickers, data charges may apply. Let's go ahead and click OK. Give it a couple seconds, and apparently you can buy all these stickers. And you can obviously go ahead and click more, and that basically probably will take you to some place that you can probably purchase more stickers, and thereon. So that basically wraps up the camera for the Samsung Galaxy J7 Crown. And now let's dive into the settings and take a look around and see what we get. So under connections, we see we have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, data usage. Under data usage, we see we have all sorts of things from data saver all the way down to restrict networks. Backing out of that, we get airplane mode, mobile hotspot and tethering, mobile networks. Under mobile networks, we get data roaming, voice over LTE calls, network mode, and access point names or APNs. Then we get location, and under more connection settings, we get nearby device scanning, printing, and VPN. And if we're looking for something else, we get Samsung Cloud. Backing out of that, sounds and vibration, we get sound mode, which you can set it to sound, vibrate, or mute. Vibrate while ringing. Vibrate while ringing. It's kind of a tongue twister there. Use volume keys for media, ringtone, vibration pattern, notification sounds, do not disturb, touch sounds, screen lock sounds, emergency tone, charging sound, dialing keypad tones, keyboard sound, and sound quality and effects. And if we're looking for something else, we get answering and ending calls and smart alert. Notifications, pretty self-explanatory there. App icon badges, which is currently enabled, which says that it shows the number of how many notifications you have for that app. And here we can set which apps we want notifications from. And in this case, you can see I have quite a few selected. And on the bottom, we see we have ringtone and notification reminder. And under advanced, we see we have advanced notification settings. And well, there you have it there. Under display, we see we have brightness. You can change the brightness from right within this little section, or alternatively you can swipe down and change the brightness from there. We have auto brightness, blue light filter, which is always a handy thing even though I never turn out to use it. Font and screen zoom, screen mode, adaptive display, cinema, photo, and basic. Full screen color balance, which adjusts the colors of your display to change the appearance of white tones. Color balance can only be adjusted in adaptive display mode. Your adjustments won't be applied while blue light filter is on. And we also get a little option for advanced options. Then we get our home screen, easy mode, icon frames, icons only or icons with frames. Status bar, we get show recent notifications only, and battery percentage, which I've said it before in the past, battery percentage on any phone is always a really handy thing to have. Screen timeout, block accidental touches, which I actually find pretty neat, and I don't really see myself really enabling that little option. We have our screensaver, then we have our language and input and our vision at the very bottom. Wallpapers and themes, pretty self-explanatory. You can choose your wallpaper or themes. Under advanced features, we get games, which you can manage useful features while you play games. Then we have one-handed mode, quick launch camera again, multi-window, direct call, smart alert, easy mute, swipe to call or send messages. Let's go ahead and just disable that really quick. Dual messenger, which you can actually use two separate accounts for the same app. So in this case, we see we have dual messenger capabilities for these three individual apps. Backing out of that, we get send SOS messages, direct share, and easy mode right at the bottom. Under device maintenance, we've basically already taken a look around this little section earlier, but here we can manage your battery, your storage, and your memory, among other things. And then apps is pretty self-explanatory right there, no need to go over that. Under lock screen, we have our screen lock type, which is set to PIN. You guys have probably seen me enter my PIN in previous videos, so there you go. Swipe, pattern, PIN, password, none, or alternatively, which is very cool with the J7 Crown, is we get facial recognition. That's right, you can actually unlock your phone using your face, which is obviously pretty self-explanatory. Um, which I don't really see myself using either, but it's cool that we have the ability to use our face to unlock the phone. Then we get smart lock, secure lock settings, clock style, roaming clock, face widgets, contact information, notifications, app shortcuts, and again, face recognition. And then under biometrics and security, we have face recognition, and again, it's not set up. Google Play Protect, Find My Mobile. Security update is July 1st of 2018, so it's a relatively old, not the newest or most up-to-date security patch. Install unknown apps, secure folder, app permission monitor, secure startup, encrypt SD card, and under other security settings we have set up SIM card lock, make passwords visible, security policy updates, send security reports, device admin apps, storage type, view security certificates, user certificates, install from device storage, clear credentials, Knox active protection, trust agents, pin windows, usage data access, notification access, and do not disturb permission. And then we also get screen lock type, backup and restore, and location. And then under cloud and accounts, we get Samsung Cloud, backup and restore. We get backup data, restore data, backup my data, backup account, and automatic restore. And then we get smart switch and another toggle or section for location. And then we have Google, and then under accessibility we have vision, hearing, text to speech, direction lock, direct access, accessibility shortcut. Pardon me, my speech was a little off. Notification reminder, answering and ending calls, single tap mode, and there are no services currently installed. Simply because, well, I just went ahead and disabled talkback, which I find kind of annoying. Then we have easy mode and send SOS messages as additional options. Then under general management, we get language and input, date and time, report diagnostic information, reset, and again, the same toggles, or I should keep saying options for accounts, backup and restore, and data usage. We get help, and then under about phone, we see that the model number is J7 Galaxy J7 Crown. There's my phone number for all you guys that really care to, look at it. Model number is SMS767VL. Then there's my IMEI. Status, legal information, software information, battery information, and reset. And again, my mistake. The last, but certainly not least, option in the settings is software update. And let's quickly check for an update. And our current software is up to date. And while we're in the settings, let's go back into About Phone and go into software information. And we see that this phone is running Android 8.0.0 Oreo with the Samsung Experience version of 9.0. And real quick, I am not expecting this device to get Android 9 or any further Android updates, but I do expect it to get a more recent security patch level. Again, it's at July 1st of 2018, so a little on the old side of the security patch level. And that basically wraps it up for the settings on the Galaxy J7 Crown. And finally, the last thing but certainly not least item to talk about on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Crown is the battery. Now, this is supposedly a 3300 milliamp hour battery, which means the battery talk time can range up to 24 hours, and the standby time is up to 27 days according to the package. But of course, with any other phone out there, your mileage may vary. In this case, I'm sitting at 80%, and the estimated battery life is 1 day and 20 hours before it apparently either gets low to the point where it needs to be charged, or it just dies. And so far, it's still on its very first charge since the unboxing, and so far, I absolutely have no complaints with the battery thus far. But however, the battery is unfortunately non-removable. This back cover cannot be removed in any situation. It's sealed in, which really sucks, but hey, you just kind of have to accept it. So, there you guys have it, the full review for the Samsung Galaxy J7 Crown. So that looks like it's going to do for me in this video, and I will catch everyone again in the next one.